We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 28, text number 23. Janadvayam jala jalochanaya jananya. Janadvayam jala jalochanaya jananya. Lakshmya kilasya suravanditaya vidatu. Lakshmya kilasya suravanditaya vidatu. Urvor nidhaya karapallavaruchishaya. Urvor nidhaya karapallavaruchishaya. Samlalitam hridivibor vavasya kuryat. Samlalitam hridivibor vavasya kuryat.
Janodvayam jala jalochanaya jananya. Lakshmya kilasya suravanditaya vidatuhu. Urvor nidhaya karapallavarochishaya. Samlalitam hridivibora bhavasya kuryat.
Janudvayam jala jananya. Lakshmya kilasya suravanditaya vidatu. Samlalitam hridivibor vavasya kuryat.
Janadvayam up to the knees. Jalajalochanaya, lotus-eyed. Jananya, mother. Lakshmya, by Lakshmi. Akhilasya, of the entire universe. Suravanditaya, worshipped by the demigods. Vidathu, of Brahma. Urvohu, at the thicks. Nidhaya, having placed. Karapallavaruchisha, with her lustrous fingers. Yat, which. Samlalitam, massaged. Hridi, in the heart. Vibho, of the Lord. Abhavasya, transcendental to material existence. Kuryat, one should meditate. Translation. The yogi should fix his heart. The activities of Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, who is worshipped by all demigods, and is the mother of the Supreme Person Brahma. She can always be found massaging the legs and thighs of the transcendental Lord, very carefully serving him in this way. Brahma is purport. Brahma is appointed Lord of the universe, Because his father is Garbhosai Vishnu, Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is automatically his mother. Lakshmi ji is worshipped by all demigods and by the inhabitants of other planets as well. Human beings are also eager to receive favor from the goddess of fortune. Lakshmi is always engaged in massaging the legs and thighs of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan, who is lying on the ocean of Garbha within the universe. Brahma is described here as the son of the goddess of fortune, but actually he was not born of her womb. Brahma takes his birth from the abdomen of the Lord himself. A lotus flower grows from the abdomen of Garbhodaksa Vishnu, and Brahma is born there. Therefore, Lakshmi ji's massaging of the thighs of the Lord should not be taken as the behavior of an ordinary wife. The Lord is transcendental to the behavior of the ordinary male and female. The word Avavasya is very significant, for it indicates that he could produce Brahma without the assistance of the gods of fortune. Since the transcendental behavior is different from mundane behavior, it should not be taken that the Lord receives service from his wife, just as a demigod or human being might receive the service from his wife. It is advised here that the yogi always keeps this picture in his heart. The devotee always thinks of this relationship between Lakshmi and Narayan. Therefore, he does not meditate on the mental plane as impersonalists and voidists do. Bhava means one who accepts a material body, and Abhava means one who does not accept a material body, but descends in the original spiritual body. Lord Narayan is not born of anything material. Matter is generated from matter, but he is not born of matter. Brahma is born after creation, but since the Lord existed before the creation, the Lord has no material body. So I neither have any realization nor any qualification. I seek the blessings of the Lord. So that whatever I heard in the past, I could repeat. I can repeat. So, Kapila Muni explained to his mother, Devahuti, how we should meditate on Supreme Lord. Actually, bhakti is performed in 9 ways, right? Shravanam and Kirtanam. Lord Chaitanya told Sarvam Bhattacharya, when asked of the 9 limbs of devotion service, which are important, Lord Chaitanya said Shravanam and Kirtanam. Means you hear about the glories of the Supreme Lord, you hear about the glories of his name, you hear about the glories of his form, and you hear the glories of his qualities and his pastimes. And you hear, and what you do, then you also recite when you get an opportunity, you repeat them. Then what you do is you meditate. After hearing the glories and reciting the glories and meditation, remembering the glories, what you do? The next one is the Pada Sevanam. Pada Sevanam means you do service. One day, what you went to Srila Prabhupada and said, Srila Prabhupada, I have chanted 64 rounds. Prabhupada said, what service you did? The day is gone. So after hearing the glories, after reciting the glories, repeating them, and meditating on the lotus feet, or remembering the lotus feet and remembering his form, then what else you will do? What else you will do? Service. Very important. You can never add one devotee, Jay Murari Prabhu told me, you can never separate chanting from service. Service, that is very pleasing to authority. If you become independent of authority, it's not good. One has to perform service in such a way it is very pleasing to authority. That is Parampara system. Atma Tattva Prabhu was a sannyasi in a Mayavada tradition. So he was attracted to Srila Prabhupada, and then he came, and one thing that bothered him. What is his personal worship of a person? What is his personal worship? Every Srila Prabhupada would sit on a Vyasasana, Guru Puja people would come, the way we are doing. We have Prabhupada Murti, but those days Prabhupada would sit. So up to that point he was attracted, but when he saw this personal worship, he said, he just stepped back. And Lokanath Maharaj again and again told him, get initiated. He said, no, I'll wait. Though he was so influenced, impressed by the purity and of Srila Prabhupada, everything what Prabhupada did, wherever Prabhupada went, it is Australia, Africa, America, Canada, South America, wherever people were attracted, joining full-time in 2 months. And for the first time in the history of the mankind, people have taken up Krishna consciousness in on large scales. And they were all, in Mayapur, they all came to India and, doing service, whatever Prabhupada wanted to do. But when he saw this one thing, that really bothered him. And he said, wait. One day, Srila Prabhupada was actually, the Guru Puja was happening. People were taking Charanamrita and offering Lord, they were offering flowers to his feet. And they were going back, they were singing. Prabhupada was also singing. I said, what is that? Lokanath Maharaj said, he is singing Guru Puja for his Guru. He is accepting this service and he is giving it to his Guru. He is not taking anything for himself. Really? Lokanath Maharaj said, that is what a disciplic succession means, parampara means. He said, put my name for initiation tomorrow. So I thought this person is, all glories to me. Not all glories to me, all glories to my Guru. All these, practically whoever was there, they were like 60 years younger than Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada was accepting this service and he was giving it to his Guru without any attachment. One day, one person asked Srila Prabhupada in France. Prabhupada was sitting in a big Vyasasana. They arranged it. Are you the Guru of the universe, Jagat Guru? And all the audience cheers in Srila Prabhupada eyes. Srila Prabhupada said, basically, some people didn't like it. Why is he sitting on such a elevated asana? Srila Prabhupada said, he bent his head and said, I am not anyone's Guru. I am everyone's servant. If you stay in the moment for some time, you are trained to speak very well, no doubt. But people can figure it out very easily. When Prabhupada said that, many people joined full time on that day. Because in Prabhupada's words, there was a genuine humility. I'm also trained to speak very well. And I can also speak like that. We may speak like that, but a sincere soul can figure it out what is original and what is fake. So that's why, what is the next one? After meditating up to this, it's you and Krishna. But now you are receiving all this grace, you have to reciprocate, you have to give it back. How do you give it back? Sorrow. Saraswati Thakur, those preachers, they can chant 16 notes and do preaching. And people who cannot do that, they have to chant 64 rounds. 100 years ago, maybe 120 years ago, this was the norm. If you cannot preach, maybe because of the various whatever deficiencies, maybe age, chant 64 rounds. But you can preach because you, as a representative of the Guru Parampara, the lineage, you need to give this message to others, make them give up bad habits, bring them to the process of Krishna consciousness, and facilitate, allow them to live a comfortable life with Krishna the center. Otherwise, this world is a dukkhalaya masashvatam. You cannot make a place of happiness and eternity. This place is not eternal. No. So coming back to the subject matter today, first of all, Bhakti Yoga is not easy. Bhakti Yoga is very difficult. Why? You need to surrender to somebody. And you need to hold on to somebody's feet. Chi. In America, humility is considered as weakness. If you're humble, people think you're weak. Always one question, you'll be exploited. No, definitely not. And if you fake humility, yes, you cannot maintain it for a long time. Genuine humility, you'll be victorious. Nobody can exploit. Because usually most of the time our mind exploits us. How can you say this to me? The moment you become angry, you have lost the game. Whether it is between wife and husband, whether it is devotees, or parents and children, the moment you become angry, you lost. You should not become angry. But it is not easy. Right? So, just give me 1 minute. He turned off the... I want to show the not video. What I want to show. Yeah. Or if everyone has cell phone, I don't need to show. But anyway, people online actually, These are Krishna's lotus feet. The lotus feet has marks. And I'll try to finish it fast because, the meaning I felt everyone should. These are like, Krishna's feet are not like our feet actually. This is Krishna's lotus feet with marks, auspicious marks. And devotees, while chanting the holy name, they meditate on that. So I felt you should know these marks. Everyone saw the lotus feet? Okay. So now let me read it, then we'll go to the class. How many marks are there? 17. Barley corn. This mark signifies that his devotees receive all enjoyable appliances of prosperity by serving his lotus feet. If you come here and meditate on his lotus feet and serve his feet as a bhakti yogi, what you will get? Eventually, you will receive enjoyable appliances. No names, one devotee in America, hippie. Not hippie means they actually, a couple of Prabhupada disciples said we are 10th class. We don't know anything. Today, one day he told me actually, I did a business of $250 million with state. Really? He said, Srila Prabhupada grace, I was a hippie before. But because I served the movement sincerely, Krishna allowed it. Still there, still very active. So, people want, they come pray today, tomorrow you want it. It doesn't work. Tomorrow it will not come. If you possess qualities, Krishna will. If you don't possess qualities, Krishna's goal is he wants to get you back. Whatever is good for you, he'll give. Whatever is not good for you, he'll not give. Even if you desire. You know? It also means that one finds shelter at his lotus feet. Then the devotee's former journey through many, many births and deaths is actually very tiny, just like a single grain of barley. It further demonstrates that just as the barley grains are sustenance of life for living beings, similarly it is widely celebrated that his glorious feet are the nourishment of all souls. Disc. This mark cuts down the 6 enemies of his devotees. Let's devotees, if you meditate on Krishna's lotus feet, eventually you'll become free from lust, anger, envy, greed, illusion, envy, and bewilderment. You know? So it indicates Teja Tattva, or the principle of brilliance by which darkness of sin within is destroyed. Haribol, how many have liked it? Otherwise what happens? Obviously everything is going on. I don't know whether this lifetime I'll become free from what do you call anarthani vritti. Right? So for somebody it is lust, somebody it is greed, somebody it is anger problem. But this is telling, Krishna, if you meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna, especially the disc part, you become free from that. Upward curving line, Urdhva Rekha. This mark signifies that the devotees who cling to his feet, as if holding a lifeline, will be transported to the higher realms. How many of you want to be transported to the higher realms? Nobody? Raise, some people are not raising. So raise like this, because you need to be confident. The problem with spirituality is you join your graduation, undergrad, 4 years later you leave this college. But the problem here is you don't know when you'll graduate. That is one problem actually. How many of you agree? So that's why Vishwanath Chakravarti, Rupa Goswami has given Anartha Nivrit Shraddha, Anartha Nivritti Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti Bhava, Sthaya Bhava, Prem. Last week I spoke. A devotee who is very sincere throughout his life, at the time of leaving the world, Krishna will appear in his mind. That's for a sincere devotee. How is your sincerity measured? You only know it. I don't need to speak. How many of us want Krishna to appear in the mind and cut the fruitive activity? That is the word used there. Be sincere. So, because we need to be confident, someone has to tell this. Somebody says, otherwise I am very fallen, I'll go to hell. Even if you tell 10 times out of humility, the 11th time you'll start believing it. No, because you are holding onto the Krishna's lotus feet, your elevation is always higher and higher. Lotus, I have to read this, sorry. It shows that such devotees need never be doubtful of the upward passage. Should I call everyone name and say, please don't be doubtful about your upward passage? How many of us are doubtful? If you are not doubtful, so you just made it on Krishna's feet. Actually, let me tell you, if you just chant, it is included. Sincere, you'll go upwards. So even if you are in sattva, you'll go upwards. But devotees are transcendental. For sure, you'll go up. They cannot be held captive within this small egg-like material universe. Haribol. It also indicates that the path to his feet, being free from external designations, is very direct. It also reveals that his feet cannot reach down to the lowest of the fallen souls and deliver those who have taken shelter of him. So his feet can reach down. How? His feet can reach any soul, any fallen soul, and elevate because of this one line. How many have liked it? The lotus, This mark increases greed for the nectar in the minds of the bee-like devotees who meditate on his lotus feet. The lotus also signifies that just as a lotus grows out of water, similarly, those whose eyes swell with tears upon holding the Lord's lotus feet to their heart receive the highest benefit. This mark also shows that the goddess of fortune, Sri Lakshmi Devi, always resides on his feet, rendering humble service. My request to you, please read this. I'll just touch few, otherwise it's very lengthy document. But you're liking it or not? So there is one gourd, Ankusha. This mark indicates that the meditation on his lotus feet brings the elephant of his devotees' minds under control and keeps them on the right path. What is our biggest problem? Whether you're a 20-year-old practicing devotee or, you're practicing bhakti past 20 years or 50 years, one problem is common. What is that? I cannot focus during chanting. So no problem. There is a Ankush, gourd. This gourd will definitely, Krishna can bring it to you in control today. But tomorrow onwards, you'll start giving theories how to bring it to control. You become proud. Proud means everything will be destroyed. So Krishna, what he does, in order to ensure we don't become proud, he keeps us in that student state so that we remain humble. Flag, Dvaja. This mark announces that for the devotees meditating on his feet, he gives security and safe protection from all sorts of fear. Hare Krishna. Anyone has any fear? So Krishna is telling, just, so what is that? This flag especially offers security and safe protection. Thunderbolt Vajra. This mark reveals that the meditation on his feet smashes to pieces the mountains of his devotees' karmic reactions to the past sins. Haribol. How many of you are liking it? That video, that famous video. I'm tempting to show it actually. But then we all showed it, we saw it, right?
Which one?
1 minute. Huh? I don't know where somebody can show it on the screen. These Australians, Karandar Prabhu, Madhutita Swami, yes, Prabhupada, we are so fallen, so many sinful activities we did. It takes lifetimes. Prabhupada, before he's speaking, Prabhupada cuts it. 1 minute. You don't read Bhagavad Gita? Aham sarvabhebhyo mokshishyami masucha. They were all, they're stuck actually. 1 minute. I mean, it is there somewhere. I can show it, but anyway, you're showing it. Huh? Huh? I put the audio there. So anyway, as it shows, if you meditate on Krishna's lotus feet, it will destroy the mountains of past sinful activities. Hare Krishna. And it also indicates that whoever holds on to his feet becomes as exalted as Lord Indra. This mark also shows that glories of Krishna's dynasties were established by his own grandson Vajranabha. Okay, we'll go fast. Umbrella. This mark proves that those who take shelter of his feet are shielded from the incessant rainfall of material miseries. So miseries are coming to my life means what? We are not taking his shelter of his lotus feet. We are so much tormented means what? We have not taken shelter. And we also make the holes to this umbrella of mercy by offending devotees. If you offend devotees, everything will go up and down, upside down. No, we should not offend people. We should not criticize people. We should not criticize anybody, what to speak of devotees, especially senior devotees. octagon. This mark signifies that those who resort to his feet are well protected in 8 directions. It also shows that nothing within the kingdom of 8 directions is unattainable for the devotees. I'm cutting it short. Swastik. This mark signifies that those who resort to his feet, all is well. Badram, everything is fine. It also indicates that nothing inauspicious could possibly remain for one who holds his feet to his heart. Rose apple, Jambufala. This mark is indicative that his feet are only worshipable objects for all those who are the residents of this region of Jambudvipa. Left foot 8 signs, conch. This emblem indicates that those who take shelter of his lotus feet are always rescued from all sorts of distress. Hare Krishna, you're liking it? This mark also shows that those who resort to his feet become completely fearless. Sky, Umbara, Akash. This mark of 2 circles, one within the other, indicates that his feet are all pervading throughout the entire universe, both within and without all manifestations. It also shows that even though his feet are everywhere, they are untouched. They are unattached, just like the sky. Bow, Dhanush. This mark reveals that those who take shelter of his feet will perpetually be freed from all worries and difficulties. Furthermore, when the minds of devotees meet the target of his feet, then prema condenses as a result and overflows as a tears showering from their eyes. Calf's hoof print, Goshpad. This mark signifies that those who have taken full shelter of his uninterrupted meditation on his feet, the great ocean of the material worldly existence becomes very small and insignificant, like the water held in the calf's hoof print, and that is easily crossed over. Wow. So if you hold on to Krishna's feet, this fathomless, shoreless cycle of birth and death, the ocean, it is compressed into the size of a hoof print of a calf. How much water will be there? Less than 20 drops. So, what is that to Samasita ye padam Mahatpadam punyesho murare. Bhavamudir vatsapadam parampadam. Padam yadvipadam matesha. Bhavamudir vatsapadam. Bhava Ambudi. The cycle of birth and death, this ocean of cycle of birth and death is compressed. Krishna's lotus feet are like a boat. Okay, you take the boat, or it will come here. Then someone has to bring it back. Krishna is not there. Then who will bring the boat back? A boat will not move anywhere. The ocean is compressed, it becomes small. So all the people, they'll get into the boat and they'll get out. They'll get into the boat, they'll get out. How many have understood? The shoreless ocean will become footprint of a calf. Boat is there, it's not moving anywhere. But as soon as you get in this whole ocean of cycle of birth and death, it will become small. You will get in, you will get out. That's it. Hare Krishna. Like a self-operating lift, this boat is there, that's it. Nobody operates it because there is no need. The ocean becomes, the size of a hoof print of a calf. Triangle. This mark indicates that devotees who resort to his feet will be saved from the snare of threefold modes of material nature. Three modes of material nature, Maya. Wow. That his feet are first and the last refuge for the inhabitants of the 3 worlds. That his feet are the safest sanctuary for devas. Amazing. It also shows that Krishna, the conqueror of Cupid, is the Lord and husband of all women. It also shows that Krishna is the original source of these 3 expanded manifestations of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Anyway, it's lengthy, you can read. Picture. This mark shows that his feet hold the golden pitcher full of purely nectarine, ambrosia, to be freely consumed by the surrendered souls. Indeed, they will never be bereft of nectar, for this pitcher always remains full. Half moon. This mark symbolizes how his feet truly accomplish the desired objectives of the devotees. It signifies that even gods like Shiva, have decorated their own heads with the soles of his feet. Fish, Matsya. This mark shows that just as a fish cannot stay without water, similarly the surrendered devotees cannot live without directly associating with his feet. Sources: Skanda Purana, Matsya Purana, Garga Samhita. How many of you feel really enlivened after hearing all these things? Honestly speaking, I just went upstairs and I casually checked. I did not even prepare this, I prepared something else. But I thought, this is amazing. Because always, like before going to exam, will I pass the exam or not? Likewise, everyone has this fear, right? So let me read so that you get some confidence for one day. Maya will come and cover it tomorrow anyway, there's a different thing. Yes or no? Maya will come and, no? Because Bhagavad Gita, one verse Krishna says, what is that? Manasashtani indriyani prakritistani karshati. The people in this material world, they struggle because of the uncontrolled mind. So if we cannot take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, then definitely our mind will trouble. And we forget all these things. Today, as I'm reading, for somebody tears are for you, really? I go upwards, oh, amazing, huh? Yeah. So really, I can become free from lust. Oh, amazing. Oh, I threefold miseries, I'll become free from Maya. Oh, amazing. How many of you are thinking like that as I was reading? Amen. So because I'm sure for somebody, you're reading it first time, even if you read in the past, you forget. If you don't forget, how can you suffer? Yes, sir. Right? So that's why Maya is trying to cover it. So if you really don't want to suffer, be confident every day you read this. But the problem is, even if you read it, we don't have a, what is that? That much. Very important thing is faith, actually, for that reason. Great. Now we'll continue. It's already 9 o'clock, but we'll continue the class because this I didn't think of, just give me 1 minute. Now, if you today's verse, actually yesterday and day before yesterday was meditating on the lotus feet of Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, kills the sins in your heart. Straight. Kills the sins in your heart. But one thing should be killed also. What is that? The desire to sin should be removed also. That also it happens. Bhakti, devotion, especially to a practicing devotee who is practicing all these 9 types of devotional service, it not only kills the sins of the heart, it also kills the propensity to sin. That is the advantage of bhakti. Other karma, jnana and ashtanga cannot do that. Only bhakti does it. So here, first of all, we should understand, you can meditate on the name, you can meditate on the form, you can meditate on the pastimes, you can meditate on his qualities. And this verse is talking about Rupa Dhyanam. Vishnu, Krishna's expansion, is lying down on the Garbhodak ocean, and Lakshmi is massaging his feet. So who has exemplified the quality of hearing? Who has attained perfection by hearing? Parikshit. But who has has attained perfection of glorifying Krishna? And what about meditation? Vishnu Prahlad. What about Pada Sevanam, massaging the Lord's feet? Lakshmi. So Lakshmi ji represents she is the one who has attained perfection by massaging the feet of Krishna. So massaging the feet means visiting the holy places, doing service and pleasing the authority. Doing service and pleasing the authority, visiting the holy places and also serving devotees. That is Pada Seva. And for you to massage anyone's feet, another quality that is important is you need to be humble. You need to be ready to hold on to their feet means you need to be humble. Without a certain humility, you cannot catch others' feet. Means you have to say, you are better than me, I am lower than you. How many of you agree? For an egoistic person, his bhakti is very difficult. I cannot do that. Why? How can I do that? As long as some people have this mentality, they can never come to the path of bhakti. Even if they're elevated to the Brahman level, because they don't have faith on the feet of Krishna, they'll fall down anyway. So, Krishna is everything, I am nothing. One should understand that. And what are the things that we can understand from Lakshmi massaging the lotus feet? What does it signify? Your Lakshmi is chanchala, means flickering. Your mind is also flickering. How many of you can continuously focus 60 mantras without distraction? Raise your hand. Nobody is understanding. Okay. Mike raised his hand actually. He can focus 60 mantras without focus. Without distraction. Good. So, so our mind is flickering. Chanchala himana Krishna pramati baludridam yasyaham. Arjuna is telling, I can stop the cyclonic wind, but I cannot control my mind. What is Krishna telling? Practice and renunciation. So anyway, if you take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, your unsteady mind will be controlled. That's the first point. Second point is, you should not read this verse and say, this is not like wife and husband. Hey, so there the verse is telling Lakshmi is massaging the feet of Narayan, you come and massage. Not like that. All the living entities, they are feminine. This picture represents Lakshmi massaging feet of Narayan, massaging feet of Krishna represents a living entity, a liberated living entity taking shelter of Krishna. Liberated living entity taking shelter of Krishna, holding onto the feet. That way, you become free from 3 modes of mental nature. You become free from the 3 miseries, adhyatmika, adidayaka, adibhautika. You become free from, what is that? All the problems, you become free from Maya actually. One has to understand this point, and what is that? So this also represents, serving the lotus feet represents humility and service attitude, especially attitude of gratitude. If you don't have this gratitude, you take your parents for granted, you will take your everyone, whomever you live with, you will take them for granted. When you take them for granted, you'll try to find fault with them. When you find fault with them, you'll try to offend them. You'll offend them. Offending, finding fault is because there is no gratitude. This works at home, this works in the temple. I was meditating on that. Why I'm behaving like this? Then finally I concluded I don't have gratitude. That's why I'm behaving like this. If only I have gratitude, I will not behave like this. You know? So, what is that? So you are holding on to, so that's why I said in the beginning, I said humility is considered as weakness. Definitely not. Definitely not. Humility is a power. Maybe, 1-2 times you may be exploited, but other person will learn the lesson for sure. But you remain like that. Problem is we don't have enough patience to be like that. When the moment you perceive somebody is exploiting you, immediately you change yourself, you become defensive. Means you have lost the game. But if you continue, then after some time, you don't know, Krishna will intervene. What will Krishna will intervene? And the other person will learn the lesson. You don't want that to happen, of course. But he'll get that type of realization, he'll not do it again. Humility is actually what is that biggest weapon actually. So humility and service attitude and attitude of gratitude, you will go forward very fast in the path of bhakti. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would wash the clothes of devotees. Can you believe it? Lord Chaitanya would do that. Lord Chaitanya was a sannyasi and he was in the highest order of life. And when he wanted to go to South India tour, he was asking Sarvam Bhattacharya, who was until before, was a Mayavadi. And he was a Grihastha, but Lord Chaitanya is seeking blessings from him. Hare Krishna. And recently was converted to Bhakti. And Lord Chaitanya is still a renounced daughter, Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he's asking, do I have blessings? Humility. So the point is, if as long as we don't possess these three qualities, any results that come in your life, we take, I deserve this. When I think I deserve it, as soon as your good karma ends, it will stop, causing a lot of pain. Somebody who is actually in the mode of passion, they will, as long as they ride on the wave of success, they feel very enthusiastic. The moment, the downtrend starts, they become depressed. This world is designed to frustrate everyone anyway. That's why out of, utsaha, nischaya, dhairya, enthusiasm, confidence, and patience, the third one is more important, patience. So, what is that? We need to cultivate these qualities, I told last time, 2 weeks ago, also same point. If you go to any Gurudwara in India, they would receive your shoes. As you watch, they polish it and they put it inside. And when you go into the temple and you come back, they'll give you the shoes back to you. They'll give back the shoes to you with gratitude. These are all managers. How many of you have seen this? Amazing. If we do that in our temple, our numbers will swell. But as long as we, even if we really want to apply it, if this doesn't sink deep into our inner consciousness, we will not do that. This is the third time I'm mentioning it. I have not done even once. Means what? For me, priorities are different. This is only for sake of telling. As long as I feel like that, my words will not have any impact. So, many people, they come to Krishna consciousness not because of the tons of philosophy that we have. They come to Krishna consciousness. If you offer a shoulder to cry, offer, what is that? Genuine appreciation, genuine love. not with an intent to become famous, but with an intent to make Krishna famous. That's what Srila Prabhupada did. You know, practically every organization in India or any world, rest of the world, it is named after the founder. But if you see, most of the people in Hare Krishna movement, they don't know Srila Prabhupada, outsiders. Who is Prabhupada? It is not Bhaktivedanta Swami movement. Prabhupada wanted the mantra to become famous. It has become famous with the mantra, Hare Krishna movement. Means Prabhupada wanted even outsiders to recite this and get little benefit. You know? So compassion is the one that will make, that will bring you in the front page of Krishna actually. But for that compassion to happen, somebody should have attained the stage of bhava, if not prema. Only in the prema level only you'll have compassion. The love you have for Krishna, you turn it like this, and you show the same affection to Jiva, it is called compassion. We don't have compassion, but at least we should become the instrument of compassion of Srila Prabhupada, a pure devotee of Krishna. So yes, in a week from now, we are getting, we are doing this color festival. In 2 weeks, 2.5, we are doing Janmashtami. My request to all of you, we have heard enough, so let us do service. What do you think? That is Pada Sevanam. Take the flag. Actually, I'll tell you. The children, what is it? Our Venkatanath Prabhu's son and our Devatirtha Prabhu's son, and one more. Atharva. What is his mother's name? I don't know. Initially. Huh? Nitya Sevanya. So they are small children because children cannot understand rejection. In our case, when somebody rejects, our ego is hurt. We cannot go there. Children, this shop rejected, next shop. Can we go and put flyers in the shops? Inside, I told myself, hey, every shop will reject you. You'll be disheartened. But I said, I couldn't. Who am I to stop their enthusiasm? What are the names of boys? Atharva and Mohit and Mukunda. So I put it. I was watching. They went to USP, in this USPS store. Natural rejection will happen. That did not deter them. Then the next one. Then the next one. I'm sure practically, every store rejected them. Can we try this? I said, I want 1/10 of your enthusiasm. If you stand there for half an hour, not even one book goes, how many of us are dejected? Yes or no?
Yes.
So you cannot maintain that enthusiasm, but they have that. Amazing. That's why then I felt maybe that is the reason why 4 Kumaras stayed as children only, So when the body grows, the lust grows, and then the ego also grows, that's, we don't want all these things. So my thing is, no, Vaisesha Prabhu says, get 100 no's. You approach 100 people and get rejection from 100 of them. To get 100 rejections, you approach 120 people, 20 people will take the book. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So my point to you is, please do service. It is directly Padaseva, directly massaging the feet of Krishna. That's what I want to tell. Please excuse me if I've spoken anything wrong. And anyone, any question or comment? Any suggestions? You not shared anything. Want to say something? Nothing is related. 10:30 we'll all meet here and 10:30 and go and distribute. Not said anything? Yes. We can go in turns. Okay, so then can you make a schedule? So I think he's telling me we should go in turns. So maybe every 2-3 hours there would just change. That way, you don't need to stay a long time. Radha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhuji, we have to we'll end it,
Just one update. It's about the late show part. There was monthly salary.
What is lecture part?
Just about.
I have a request. Just we have only 10 days, 6 days for flyer distribution. For Color Fest, and another 10 days from there is Janmashtami. Rather than what is that? Hanging on with 2-3 devotees and preaching to them, the distribution and all is very good.
It's the beach and the parks. Usually once a month we have a devotees also that we like to do down also.
You can do it, but as ladies means there should be ladies and children means there should be men first of all. You cannot go alone. There should be men also.
This is the ladies Sunday. Anyway, we are going for the ladies Sunday.
Still, I encourage some couple of 1 or 2 men to be there. Children are there means there should be,
Ones just the vulnerable.
whatever, there should be some men. That's my request, especially when you're outside. When children are there, the women are alone, there can be different. Still, I encourage. If you're confident, I'm okay, but